Hello, I am so happy you're here. I'm Chris Rice, the founder of Deconstructing Wellness, and I change lives through empowerment. I empower high achieving mamas to prioritize your wellness and reverse burnout. Discover how to leave behind stress, overwhelm, and exhaustion and receive permission to prioritize you. Thank you for giving yourself this time today. Now, let's dig into today's episode. How to repurpose time in your morning. This week, we're going to build upon last week's post, The Secret to Gaining More Time in Your Day. Give it a listen or read if you haven't already, because it's great background for what we'll cover today. As a quick refresher, we dug into the topic of repurposing time. Repurposing time is not to be confused with multitasking when we're running around trying to do 5 things at once. Instead, it's repurposing the time and commitments we have to infuse them with more joy and fulfillment. To ensure you're confident that the guidance and resources I provide are not only based in research, but most importantly in real life, I'm going to let you behind the scenes of my life and share how I repurpose time in my real life. It may not be glamorous, but I promise it'll be real, honest, and always with an optimistic outlook that if I can do this, you can too. Over the next 3 weeks, I'll be sharing my breakdown of how to repurpose time throughout your daily routine. These are tried and true for me, and I hope they provide inspiration for you. Give them a try with a sense of curious experimentation and simply be open to see whether they're a good fit for you. Today's focus will be the top 3 areas to repurpose time in your morning. Let's dig in. Number 1, commute. Time commuting to the office or shuttling kids to various activities is a great opportunity to repurpose time. I am a committed lifelong learner, meaning I'm constantly looking for ways to fill my mind with new information and ideas. Time in the car is an amazing opportunity to listen to your favorite podcast or try a new series you've been meaning to tune into. If you really want to get the most bang for your buck, try a meditation podcast. My absolute favorite is Meditative Story, which is really made for listening on the go. The pauses for meditation acknowledge that you may be out and about while you're listening. I love incorporating mindfulness into my drive time in general. For me, it's a quiet space where my mind can freely wander. While true meditation is not an option while driving, let's make that clear. EFT tapping is very doable while driving. I actually love tapping while I'm driving so I can clear out all the small stuff that's weighing on me. Again, let me state the obvious that this is not a time to dig into past traumas and heavy topics, but clearing out daily frustrations or working through an annoyance, tapping in the car is an amazing option. So no judgment, please. If you're beside me at a red light and I am tapping and talking to myself, nothing to worry about. Number 2, swapping a coffee break for mindfulness. Mindfulness practices, whether it's time to meditate, practice breath work, or simply sit in quiet, is challenging to fit into our busy days. It's not for lack of desire that it isn't prioritized, but it's tough to fit into the daily grind. A great way to repurpose time is to use the time you take for a mental break, whether that's grabbing a coffee or picking up a quick snack, and swapping that time for a bit of mindfulness. It doesn't have to be long. 5 to 10 minutes can make a huge difference over time. The key is to let go of expectations and what a mindfulness practice should look like, and embrace that it can be absolutely anything you want it to be. Did I not just confess to tapping on my face in the car a moment ago? Consider times when you take natural pauses in your day and think about repurposing that time with a mindfulness practice that you've been wanting to try. You do not need a Zen den or a perfect quiet space. Just find a way to make yourself comfortable and settle into the messy imperfectness. Number 3, have-to-dos. This is absolutely my mom speak coming out because we use want-to-dos and have-to-dos a lot in our house. Let's be honest, even as adults, we have things we have to do that we simply don't love doing. But I'll ask you to consider looking at those undesirable tasks and consider how you can infuse joy. There are plenty of tasks in my workday that aren't glamorous and just take time and energy to complete. During these times, when I need to focus on getting a task done, I plug into a headset and listen to a podcast so I can learn while I'm also getting things taken care of. Depending upon how much brain power is needed, I may choose a heavier or a lighter podcast series to listen to, but there are so many options I'm never short on one to choose. I'm inspired and lifted up by hearing podcasts, so this is a simple way for me to infuse joy into my have-to-dos while still getting the job done. Remember, for the next few blog posts, I'm going to take you behind the scenes of my life to share firsthand how I put the concept of repurposing time into play. Next up is the afternoon, where we'll dig into ways to infuse more joy into the witching hour. Over the next few weeks, I'll break down the secrets to each part of the day until in the end, you have a full picture of recommendations from morning to night. Thank you so much for listening. Today was an amazing start to prioritizing your health and wellness. My goal is to empower you with resources to simplify wellness, making it doable in real life and allowing you to show up every day as the incredible woman you were meant to be. If you're curious to learn more about deconstructing wellness and how I can partner with you to make your goals a reality, click the link at the bottom of the show notes to explore my free curated resources. These incredible resources will allow you to accelerate and empower change starting today.